what Ms. McDermott wanted to make sure that everybody knew that she goes above and beyond and does things before she's even asked to do them, and volunteers her time and does things that a lot of people usually don't expect. So Lori, come on up. And then Lori gets to talk here in a second.
There.
One, two, three. All right. Thank you. Now Lori's gonna talk.
Yes. So I nominated Denise Sanders and Jamie Medlin. Denise Sanders is here. She's the head cook at Triway. If you don't know her, you're missing out. And Miss Medlin had to supervise the volleyball game in Seneca, so she's not able to be here. But the reason I nominated her and Miss Medlin was because of the kickoff for the supper program. That chore has been great, and they've done a fabulous job. And through it all, kept a smile on her face, was able to vent in the freezer.
Soundproof.
When she could get in it, because everything is full. Every inch of our equipment is full of product to complete these meals every day that we have to make this happen. So she just went above and beyond, and was
Tell us
willing
how
to
much
stay
above-
late.
How much above and beyond, how many kids are we feeding at Triway as they,
So in the after-school supper program, we are feeding 355 to 360 every day. That's
Oh, wow.
like nearly everyone that's there.
90% of the kids?
Yeah, it's usually
Wow.
94, 90%, you know,
We
so,
make 381.
yeah, we make 381 just to make sure that we have enough for everyone, and it goes to the classroom, and just figuring that out and tracking that, and she's, developed paperwork that tells her what each class needs and who's taking what.
It's all
We don't want
reimbursed.
waste, and we don't want it out of time, temperature control very long, and so it's just a great program.
So
And
that number of kids are in the after-school program?
that's the number of kids that go to that get it in their classroom. So the afternoon activity that Ms. Medlin set up was oral reading,
Oh,
and that happens in each classroom. And so we send enough, and then we monitor what gets brought back. They make little tick marks, and we feed right at 275, 280 for lunch, and we're doing 360 usually on average in the supper program. So could not have done it without Denise and her crew. OPA's hired someone to just fill sacks to do that. OPA's paid Denise extra time and labor to stay and monitor and train the new lady. And, she's gonna have to be there late a few times. And so, we're trying to take care of her that way, and it's just unbelievable. And OPA has also provided two-door reach-in coolers that are gonna be plugged in out in the cafeteria to help take care of all the cases of apples and all the cases of carrots and the totes whenever they're made up, to keep them refrigerated, the extra milk. We have to order 4 cases of water every week that can't be refrigerated, the little 10-ounce bottles and stuff that are stacked up on a pallet. So, well done, Denise. Come get your award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. All right, well done, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll make sure Miss Medlin gets hers.
She said she'd be high
I bet she will.
Any public comment?
We need to approve the agenda.
Need a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? 7-0.
6-0.
6-0. Sorry. I can't count. I was counting you.
No public comment.
No public comment. Okay, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes, bills, substitute teacher list, and declare old equipment from VOAG surplus property.
Go for it. Chuck?
Second.
Okay, do we need any discussion on any of that? All in favor?
Aye.
6-0. All right, program evaluations. PDC evaluation.
Tammy sent the PDC evaluation out to everyone. Did anybody have any questions about it that I can answer for anybody?
We're good then? Okay. The testing and evaluations.
Same question. Anybody have any questions about the testing and evaluation procedures? They are stimulating and also fun to read.
All right.
I got a question. How do you keep all those all those tests, in conscience of where they go and who tests what?
Well, first, Mr. John does most of those tests, so he kinda knows, and he's got a calendar of when everything's supposed to take place, so. And a lot of those tests are some of, not a lot of them, some of them are individual tests based on IQ tests, when we test for IEPs, so those are all specific tests for those as well.
I mean, that was overwhelming, just reading them going.
Yeah, there's a lot
Who
to it.
people had in order.
Yeah. Most people just talk about they just think about the state
Right.
mandated testing in April.
Right.
But there's all those others that are going on as well,
Yeah.
so.
I've seen them before, but the more I get to looking at them, like, wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? I need a motion to approve the evaluation.
Make a motion.
I'll second
All in favor?
Yeah, jump off.
6-0.
Bring smack down.
Reports, superintendent report.
We are flying.
Oh,
Enrollment report, 1302 as of yesterday morning. So we're steady. And remember, August, it was 1297. I went and got it for the month of August, but as we went back, after things got cleared up, so 1297, and as of yesterday morning, 1302, with attendance being very, very high. We're starting off well.
Can you,
So.
can you read those numbers? I can't see what they are.
As far as what?
Granby's
537 and,
366.
okay.
399.
Is that on a certain day you take that? Or is that an average?
That's on a certain day,
It's on a
on the
certain
day. So as of
On the-
yesterday, I
okay.
took that snapshot yesterday morning.
Okay.
So that was our enrollment as of yesterday morning.
Do you want to?
And the 1297 was the enrollment on the last day of August.
On the last day.
The total is 90,
So when we,
Do what?
next month when we come back, the September, that number will
Is
be,
that total?
Will change.
yeah, it might have.
Might.
And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So, attendance, great, 95, over 95 at Granby, 96 at Triway, 92 at the high school. Very good numbers. Very good numbers. So overall, for the month of September so far is 95.69, and for August was 96.6. So started off well.
And what do we try to keep it at?
I'd like to keep it above 95. That's the goal, to keep it above 95, and we have for the last 2 years. So.
Okay.
Cash flow, we've started off well. Big number to remember is our balance as of last day in August was 2.4 million. Don't worry about that number. I think I've explained to you what we do there. That means that's negative, we're in the hole there, but we fund it as we go. It stays in the negative for most of the year, and then as the year goes along, we fully fund it. And by the end of the year, it'll be zero or a few $1,000s. Because remember, whatever we leave in there has to stay in there. So that's why I leave it as a negative at the end of the year. If we kept $50,000 in there at the end of the year, it's gotta stay. We can't move it after the end of the year. So that's why there's a couple different ways to do it. That's just the way I do it. We just keep it underfunded and keep putting money in it until we get it all paid off. Other school districts set their budget and they get it to that budget and then they just spend out of it as they go and it goes down. I just do it the other way.
Doesn't matter, does
Yeah,
it?
there's no one right way to do it, I don't think. Revenue and expenditure totals. Our revenue for the month of August was $822,758. Expenditures were just 473, so we have a surplus of 348 right now, or at the end of August, our surplus was $723,000. So we started off well, and remember that surplus helps us, because we'll start deficit spending in the next couple months. This month,
We have an interest payment this month.
yes, yep, so we will deficit spend this month, so that 723,000 gets us ahead. So, last year at this time, we were $674,000 ahead, so we're a little bit more ahead. And we knew that was gonna be that way, because remember, we had the funds we claimed right at the end of last year didn't come in until this fiscal year, so they go on this fiscal year, so we're about $150,000 ahead of where we normally would have been. We would have ended the year with it, but since it came in after the new fiscal year started, it goes on this
Perfect.
budget, so.
That's perfect.
Yep. Financial dashboard, our expenditures so far, are 912,000, and our revenue's 1.6 for this year, so, we're about $57,000 ahead of where we were on revenues last year, ahead of expenditures. Expenditures were up $8,000, but we know that's gonna happen. As we go here, one of the things one of the comparisons you'll need to look at, instead of this year compared to last year, this year compared to 2 years ago, is one of the things we'll get, because with the raise that you all gave to gave to everyone, the expenditure is gonna be higher than they were last year, because we gave
Everybody a raise.
gave everybody a raise. So it's just gonna look that way all year, so just know. And that's where you look at here, the teacher fund is a little bit ahead of where it was. It's $12,000. Oh no, that's so far, the classified side is $12,000 $12,000 less, but the teacher side is $25,000 more compared to this time last year. And it's gonna be that way all year, so. It shouldn't be quite 25,000 every month, but that's year to date, so.
And
Last year we'd spent 356, now we spent 369, so we're $12,000 above what we were last year at this time. And that's all raises,
yeah,
so.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know that, so that you know as we go, that's what it's gonna look
Yeah.
like. Revenue sources, again, this is just for your, knowledge, it's not really that big a deal, but where our funds come from. Local funds, 313 so far, state revenue, 1.1 million, federal revenue, 213,000, and for a total of $1.6 million so far in our revenue. And I thought it was cool, so I put it up there
Yeah.
for you, so you can see exactly where the money comes from. And that is going to be, the state revenue will skyrocket everything else the entire year, so. At the end of the year, this should be about a little over $9 million. And local will be about 4 million, not quite 4.
Now, you were talking about the assessed valuation is going up too.
Yes, it went up by almost 4%, so, and that's why we are having to pay early for that, so. But our state revenue is gonna be up, but some of that's gonna have to go towards the bond issue. Transportation fuel, it's real early, not a lot to see so far. If you have any questions, I can tell you, and again, we've got those all budgeted, so we'll try to stay on those budgets without going over them. Utilities, again, it's early. It is good to see that, we've saved a little bit of money on electric already. We're down 6,000, that's nice. And that's all I have, any questions?
Thank you very much.
You betcha.
Give you a little information on the water leak at the high school. We had a 2-inch main break probably around 1:25 last night. Flooded the 3 classrooms, the lobby, principal's office, both secretary's office, and the cafeteria. We had some great crew members. Dr. Mitchell showed up, Scott, Tony Branscombe, Roy, and we had all the day custodians over there sucking up water. And we got that all extracted, and we had Service Pro come in, and they've got fans and dehumidifiers set up. So that's probably gonna take about 3 days to get that dried out, and then
Did it ruin any carpet?
it's, not right now, it hasn't ruined any carpet. We're pretty fortunate because it is glued to the concrete, so there's no padding underneath it. They feel that if it dries out quick enough, we should be able to be fine. We extracted a lot of water this morning. So,
That didn't get into the library? or anything?
did not get in the library, it's closed.
That's-
But, yeah.
yeah.
And it
Not this
busted,
time at least.
busted where at?
It busted right at the seam of it was a male threaded coupler that busted right at the bottom where the slip coupler is and the threads. I can show you a picture of it if you want to see it. It's about a 2-inch cross and about, well, it may have been an 1/8-inch opening. So, yeah. It looked interesting on the camera as Scott pulled it up. You can kind of see the water just kind of rolling up to the hallway.
Unfortunate that didn't happen over the weekend.
Exactly.
And it was where at in the hallway?
It's over there by the boys' bathroom. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
janitor's closet right there.
Okay.
So, they'll come in 2 or 3 days and they'll also spray down the carpet with the antimicrobial spray, so that'll help everything out too. Awning for the weight room to go between the weight room and the gym is scheduled to start the 29th of September. I know I told you last time about the emergency wireless. There was 2 plans. One was the GETS plan, that was the government, that was free. It doesn't increase wireless service, so if you have bad wireless service, it's not gonna help anything. The other one is FirstNet through AT&T, and they are backorder on the phones, because they're gonna loan us some phones to try and see if it'll work. So as soon as we get those, we'll try them out. I don't know if you noticed, Mr. Sarton has started and got it all cleared and got his hole dug, and got a big pile of red clay back there, so he's gonna take the topsoil off that baseball field, raise it up, and then put the baseball soil back up on it. Looks pretty good. That's all.
What about the outfield? What's gonna happen with that?
Well-
Nothing? Is it drain okay or not really?
It drains about as good as the rest of this ground out here.
But
But the infield's gonna be raised up so that water, it shouldn't pond like it was. Now, you're still gonna have ponding out there too.
Well, and that's the difference. If you can get the infield ready to play, you can play. You just run through the water in the
On the
outfield.
outfield.
Just gets a little sloppy.
It's grass.
So that they had the water shut off then
Well,
to fix that water line?
yeah,
Main line,
yeah,
for how long?
whenever Bobby got in there about, it's probably about 5:45 or so, he turned it off whenever he walked into it. Yeah, and then Roy started fixing while the rest of us were getting the water taken care of, yeah.
So
We was
cut the
able to
floor
turn the
out?
water back on at about 8:30 or something.
Oh,
It wasn't in the floor, it was,
No, it came from over top,
oh, okay.
and it's fed it into the line that fed the new line going to the girls' bathroom and library, and fed that back hallway.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Rusty.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Rex.
Curriculum and instruction report.
We've, I shouldn't say started, yes, we have started our benchmarks and everything for Study Island USA test prep. We're almost done with those benchmarks. I think Granby's still got a few left to do, just to clear those up. I think we're all done at Triway. And Granby's just got a couple left to do, so we'll have those benchmarks done. DRA testing is almost done with everyone too at both campuses, so they'll have those done. Dyslexia screenings, that's also our first line of defense for dyslexia screening. So everybody except for kindergarten will have those almost completed as well. Regarding the water line break today, they did probably run some health books, so I'm probably gonna have to look at purchasing some new health texts and everything, because they took a hit. They were kind of on the ground and everything, so.
will insurance cover that?
Here's hoping.
I
I'm
know
gonna
that's
ask
what
Rusty
we're
if
checking.
it went,
If it rings again, I'll
What's that?
answer it. Yeah, it
The
looks like
insurance,
that.
like the
Will
books
insurance
got-
cover it?
Oh,
The books got read, that's good.
So I've already got a call in to look at those, so.
I'll never not know
That's exactly
Oh, there's old business.
All right. Well, thanks, Scott. Policy DH revision,
Okay,
old
last,
business.
last month, we approved this policy, and we went with music insurance recommendation on how the policy should read. And when I sent it in, of course, MSBA said, no, we want it to read like this. And so they suggest that tonight we adopt, what you see with the strike-through is how we approved it last month. They put their touches on it, the attorney put his touches on it and said, this is how we should adopt it. So I have to have that to get it done.
I need a motion to approve the change.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Oh, is it there?
No, I was-
Keeps looking at me, I'm like, no eye contact, no eye contact.
Any discussion on that? Look good at me. Okay. All in favor? 6-0. New business. MSBA membership and maintenance agreement.
Just like we do
Oh, it's the same thing.
every September.
There's really not another choice when we kind of looked at it.
Well, there is, we could go with a different group, but
We
we're,
looked at it
we're-
one time and
yeah,
it's
it,
not cost effective.
well, at this point, we're very comfortable with MSBA, and that,
Yeah.
they write our policies for us and oversee those things, and they help us with, a lot of questions, so, very happy with them.
I need a motion.
I will
to
motion.
approve it.
Second.
Any discussion on MSBA? All in favor? 6-0.
I'm so proud of you, Charlie.
He actually did one. Local compliance plan.
Okay, I sent that in your packet. I sent the whole compliance plan to Judy. It's the thing that Shelley has to do every year for SPED. So, Judy, have any,
No. We rely on Judy to have it.
Well, thanks, Judy. Need a motion to approve the local compliance plan.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor? 6-0. Now I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
6-0, we're adjourned.
That's fast.
Was that a record?
It's close. That's close.
Everybody before, actually, maybe.
want it clear?